Well, my friends, now new video about my final settings, because I was not happy with that what I have seen. It was better, but it was absolutely not that what I wanted, you know. I made an extra video when I made the calisthenics, my last video what you have seen. There I talked about all that what I have changed already again on the GoPro to make it better what I want, you know, because I was not happy. But even then I made a big mistake, you know, or not a mistake, but something what happened which makes it completely annoying, and that happened to me yesterday. And yesterday was a big street ball day. That will be the next part, but now we have a problem because that is absolutely not sharp. And I will tell you now something. I've changed a few things. First of all, we are at a really nice thing. Boy, 1, 2, watch my friends. The background, that is nice, or what a nice panorama. Oh. But now, you know, those settings what I have now, I always try to get better, you know. Of course I know filming. It's not only that I try something out, is it luck or not? No. I know what I'm doing, you know, relatively good, I would say, you know, for an amateur. But I tested now a lot of things at home also. That means setting 1, setting 2, setting 3, all in my flat to see how the picture looks, how the side effect looks, how the sharpness looks. And I make the same video again, and then I can compare it. We made already a few videos of that, you know, that was also helpful to me. And what happened now, first of all, I changed something. You know it, the lens mod for the GoPro, I put away. That is absolutely nothing, I can do nothing with that, you know. It is too wide, this picture, and it is too much fisheye look, and it is not sharp left and right. And when it is not sharp, what will you do? And I cannot zoom in, you know. So that is too far. Then I made the normal lens, and there happened a mistake to me. One mistake was I made it linear. First of all, that means it is very good, because linear is the smallest picture, and that means there you have no fisheye look. Normally sounds great, but what I have seen at the basketball videos, right and left at the end, it was not sharp, because they digitally compromise it. Then the fisheye look is away, but it is not sharp left and right. What will you do with that footage? You know, to me a no-go. The two wide angles you cannot use, that looks completely shit. Then you may ask maybe, yeah, why do you buy an action cam then, when you don't want the wide angle? For sure I want the wide angle, but that is too much, and that looks completely unnatural when you are vlogging yourself. Then I had the stick in the hand which I put away. Now I have a tripod which goes out this way. Not like this, you know, this out long, because then I get distance to the lens, you know. And when it goes this out, the stick and the camera of course is straight. And that is now what I have changed, one thing. And that is pretty good now, because now we have the angle what I like, and I put it to wide. That means you have the ultra wide things, you know, which is too far fisheye, or the linear. There you can also use this 360 stabilization where you can turn the camera. Sounds great, that you have with the lens mod. But that was not left and right, not sharp. And now the wide modus, normally you would think yeah, wide is even more stupid. No, the wide has fisheye, but it is sharp left and right, much more than on this digital linear, you know. The only thing what I have to watch out now is that when I turn my camera, so when I make a little bit that too much, that was never a problem with the lens mod, because you have a 360 stabilization, and now we don't have that. But now I'm far away, and I have now zoomed in 1.1, you know, because then the fisheye is a little bit away. You can check that when you film on straight things, you know. I've checked that out, and 1.1 is even still wide enough for that what I'm doing. I have relaxed my hand, you will not see it, and that is the sharp look what I have. So that I have changed, and the mistake was thinking by linear it was not sharp, you know. And now that is the setting, but I make a mistake again. Or first of all, I changed it also back to 1080p. Now you will may ask, yeah, you're stupid. 3K highest resolution, maybe 4K, but 1080p. And I tell you that I all filmed in 1080p, and then I leveled it up in the resolution to 4K to get the VP9 codec from YouTube. Otherwise you get the AVC1, which is absolutely shit. I have watched all of that, you know. And 1080p overheating yesterday, no, not one time it overheated by 1080p. The battery lasts longer, you have more space, because when you film in 4K, then I have in one day 50 gigabyte. In 10 days 500 gigabyte. In 20 days I film every day. In 20 days I have 1 terabyte. You know, that is too much. And when you have so a high resolution, the sharpness is too sharp on the action cams, you know. We have seen that the face looks completely terrible, you know, because it is over sharpened. You do not look like this in reality, you know. That is not the look of you. Then I have leveled down, and that was now the mistake what happened to me yesterday. The thin whites is great. I leveled the lowness to the lowest, you know. Because by 4K the middle sharpness was too much, you know. And so I leveled it down. But then I put afterwards in my software the sharpness on. And then I put it out in 4K, and I have not seen that it was not sharp. Yesterday by my videos when I tried it, also the calisthenics thing, but there you will not see it that much. It is not sharp. The export is not sharp, and I checked it out why. And then one mistake is because I filmed 1080p and I go up with the resolution afterwards to 4K, and there the software has problems to put the sharpness in, you know. And then you have the same unsharp thing like before when you make the export, so I cannot do it. And that I didn't have thought, you know. And that is now shit, because we film now with 8-bit, you know, color-wise, not 10-bit. By 1080p you only have 8-bit. It's all not a problem to me, you know, the 1080p perfect. And now I have put back the sharpness to middle. And that is now, and also the dynamic, I have put in dynamic and not natural view, like we had it back in the days. And that now I think is the best solution to have now all that almost similar to back then. There I was always happy, you know. And so, but now the great street ball day from yesterday is all completely unsharp. And that is also a thing. I want, when I film a footage, out of the box it should look good and not afterwards, you know. And one thing is I do not color grade, you know. There I cannot do much, you know. I have learned it, you know, for myself. I made courses, 15-hour online courses, only color grading. But when you never do that and you have not an expert and not learned that, color grading is the high-end thing, you know. Of course you can, so you level there a little bit up and this and that, yeah. But when you don't know what you are doing, it is very tough. Then the result is even worse than it gets out of the box, you know. And so out of the box, that is the advantage of a GoPro to me. But now we have this unsharp footage and I cannot sharpen it up in my software, you know. And that is now shit. I don't use Adobe Premiere. I hate this program. You cannot imagine. You could give me as much money as you want. I will not use that program. DaVinci, my computer does not run with DaVinci. It's also too complex, you know. My program, I know all what I can do. And that is better than to know 10% of a high-end program, you know. And then other things, when you ask the microphone, I have seen now with that form on the new GoPro, now we have wind. It is not that good than on the old GoPros, you know, with the form on it. I don't know, it's a good form. Here you will hear it maybe. That I have listened. The click we have now away, because when I have the stick out, watch, when I turn, you will not hear that much like before when I bam bam bam, you know. But here I have to be careful because the stick is long, the camera is straight, and when I turn it without, then you see to the floor instead to there. And there I have to watch out, you know. So there a little bit more carefully. And yeah, and so we have now the wide view when I vlog myself. I have the advantage when I film a street ball court, because when you have to a wide angle, then you are too small, you know, that looks really bad. And so I can use the wide modus and zoom in even more to 1.4, which is perfect, you know, or 1.3, doesn't matter. When I vlog myself, 1.1, the sharpness now should be great. I use ISO 1600 maximum because sometimes I'm in the shadow, in a tunnel, indoors, whatever, and there 800 maximum ISO is too dark, you know. Then you can say, yeah, you use a ND filter, you know. But an ND filter, you know, the motion blur, when you want to get this, the 180-degree shutter rule, I film automatically with the shutter speed, you know. because otherwise you can use a big camera, you know, but then you cannot vlog. I told all of that, you know. And with the 180-degree shutter rule with the ND filter, here it would be now good because we have the same sun, the same light. Here I could turn on the white balance to a normal or to a consistent number, you know, and not the automatic. But when the light situation changes, which we have a lot of times, clouds, sunny, you know, and with the shutter rule, then you can use it all. Like I film with 30 FPS because of YouTube, you know, and with 30 FPS you could use 160 shutter speed because now my hand will look robotic, you know. And when you have the shutter speed a little bit down, you know, not 100 or more, what the camera does, and then it looks more natural. But that is, to me, doesn't matter. And by those light situations where I drive morning, evening, dark, clouds, whatever, you have to change that all the time, the different ND filters, you know. And so that is now the best way. But the sharpness problem I will not get out maybe from the videos now. And they are so great videos. What all happened yesterday to me, you will see that now, you know. But there it will not be the best. And so now I have the settings in, you know, which work the best for me. And when you film every day, then out of the box is the best way, you know. And with the dynamic on, and so you see I try a lot of things. Settings again. I make videos, and that is also a journey, you know, even if you know cameras, but you have to check it out, you know. And I tried a lot at home, you know, to see all of that, because when you see all the things which didn't work, which were not good, then you know all the steps and you can talk about it, you know. And that is what I have now. I think this footage will be very good now. What I want, you know, that is the important thing. I have to be happy with it, and I have to know what I'm doing, because then you can cut down the display in front, only watch through the lens. Now I have it still on to see a little bit, you know, but afterwards at the big picture you will see that. And that is now the best way, I think, to do that, because 1080p, I leveled it up to 4K, you know, it's not a real 4K, but the sharpness is not too sharp. I have space, I have 3 batteries, they will last a long time. I have enough space to film, you know. The overheating problem yesterday, so hot, no problem, you know, no problem. I know it from my old one. Picture is good to me. The skin looks much better, because when you watch in a mirror, that looks other than this over sharpening thing on the action cams. And out of the box you have that what you can watch, you know. And the sharpness to middle, the dynamic I've put on again, because then the green is more green, the blue is more blue. Sometimes it works out not that good, but it is better than to use the natural thing, you know. And yeah, and with the white thing we have it left and right sharp. Now I am enough away from the picture, you know. And with the stick out I can still use it. It's a little bit other, but I can change, you know, the angle when I want. With that it is also relaxing, not completely like the other one with the old lens mod, and this does not exist anymore. And when it gets damaged you cannot buy it that easily, you know. Here we have it good shadow, not shadow. And the space on the computer with 1080p, that is you can do, but 4K more is too much, and that is the resolution, the sharpness from the action cams. I don't like that, you know. And so that I wanted to tell now. And now I think I have tried it out all what I want to do, you know. And I told you it is not always the highest resolution, the best way to do it, the highest standard settings, you know. And so that to me is now what I want, I think, you know. Only we have to watch out. Now I'm not always complete in the middle, you know, because that is a little bit other, you know, but that makes nothing. And yeah, we will see that. That I wanted to tell you, you know, the struggles with my GoPro. I wanted to make a cool video now on the hill on, but I was sitting one, and then you cannot make it. I wanted to finish the final thing with the GoPro with a cool song, but now I cannot do it, you know. It's always the thing. But that is the journey, you know, journey with my street ball, all what will happen there, the filming, the new camera, the settings, you know, to be happy. And yeah, there were a lot of things what I told you, but which I didn't like, you know. There was not one video where I say, well, now that is the thing what I want, you know. It went better, but always the sharpness, this, the fish eye, this and that, you know. But you can bring out great things from the GoPro, you know. And yeah, you only have to try it out and see footage. You have to film, to watch, to film. And really at home alone, I film the same scene or scenario again. You know, I go in my room from there to there, this, and then with the other setting, and then on. Then I have 12 different videos with the same scenario, and I watch it then, and then you see that, you know. But you have to go outdoors like now also. And that I think is now the best way. And yeah, you will see now what happens to the street ball day from yesterday. What all was happening there, if I could do it or not, what all was there. But the sharpness will be a shit thing, you know. That I can tell you right now. Maybe I can with the new PC, but there I have no graphic card, you know. With my program, no problem. I can do all what I want now, but to use DaVinci, that will not work, I think, you know. And that would be the only solution now to level it up, but it is that I didn't have thought, you know. And yeah, but that doesn't make anything. It is better to have it on the footage than to have it not on the footage. And if it's not that sharp, no problem. And yeah, that it is. So, wow, amazing day today. It's a little rest day because tomorrow something big stands on, you know. And yeah, there I need my legs again, you know, tomorrow. Wow. But now I think we'll be happy. I'm very excited to watch that footage from that great view, the wind. But there with the form, there's a good form now, you know, it's good. But I'm very happy with the camera, you know, because you can do a lot of things. That also. So from that sense, with my GoPro, the thing to film the struggle with the GoPro, I will make another video, you know, a street ball video with the music what I want, and then we see us, you know. In which direction do we drive tomorrow? Tell me. That direction? Or do we drive in that direction? Or do we drive in that direction? These are the 3 routes which you can choose here, you know. Wow, amazing. And now drive home. Over 30 degrees, 34 or 35 I think. That is what I like, very nice. But the wind a little bit cold, you know. But yeah. So, wow, nice. You see that now I have it a little bit this. There you have to be careful, you know. That is a little bit other. But now, that is the best way to do it, you know. So, we see us. Enjoy the street ball, even if it's unsharp. So that you have to know. Until then, bye and ciao.